Guys, so I don't know if it's the fact that it's sunny in California again, or at least it was this morning, or the fact that I had too much caffeine today, but I wanted to make a video on something that I thought about, and it's something that I discuss a lot with people who want to make the jump into photography full time, and that is that being a photographer really is a great freaking job. I mean, I think that a lot of the times people that do wedding photography get so caught up in the fact that we have so many things to edit. We have so many albums that we need to create. We need to email this client back. We need to email this planner back. We need to plan this thing. And we get caught up on, oh my God, I have so much on my plate, that we forget that at one point, like, this is exactly what you wanted. This is exactly what you are working for. And for people who are starting out, they don't get that concept. They don't get that it gets a little overwhelming. And you know what? If I'm being honest, I'm more on that boat. I'm more on the beginner side, where even when it's really, really busy, I always try to think back of when I wanted things to be busy and I didn't have anything to do. During those moments, I would have wished to be flooded with work where it gets almost uncomfortable. I think that my way of dealing with that has been by building a team where if I feel overwhelmed, I know that I can hand off a wedding to one of our post producers and they can take care of that. So that way I don't feel like I have 4 weddings piling up. I'll edit one of them or 2 of them, and then my post-production team will take care of the other stuff, and everything gets taken care of. Because at the end of the day, we have deadlines and we have to stick to them. But in any case, I wanted to go over 7 reasons why being a wedding photographer really is the shit. Like, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way whatsoever. I mean that in the, if you work your ass off, you can have a job that you're happy to go to and happy to do. So let's get started. One of the things that I absolutely love about being a wedding photographer is the fact that I get to wake up whenever I want. Now, I think that having a routine is really important. So when I wake up, I usually just jump out of bed, brush my teeth, go to the gym, and then I go home, breakfast, come to the studio and get some work done. Or if we have an engagement session later that day, then usually I'll come in and get some work done first, and then we'll go out and shoot. If we have a wedding, usually same thing, just because it sets a tone. I remember when Sergio went full-time, one of the things that I told him is there is no reason for you to not be in the best shape of your life now, because you can't make up the excuse that, oh wait, I gotta be at work at 9. No, you don't. So you have no excuses, so get on it. And I'm proud of Sergio. He's lost a lot of weight since I met him. And even now, he just continues on his journey. If you want to follow his YouTube channel, he's actually documenting a challenge that he's been doing to kind of get to his ideal weight. So going off of what I was saying is, you know, if you are doing this full time, you don't have to wake up at any time specifically. Now, that can be a negative thing if you don't have that discipline yet and you wake up at 11 or 12 o'clock. And hell, I've been there. When I was 22, 23, I mean, what the hell was the rush? That's one thing that I will say I regret. I wish that I was a morning person back then like I am now, because I feel like a lot more would have gotten done quicker. But whatever. I mean, I'm 33. I'm not old yet. Here's one that I freaking love is that I get to do errands when most people are working. So for example, I went to AAA today to get my registration done for my car, and I walk in and I looked around and I'm like, sweet. There was literally one person sitting there waiting, and there was nobody else. So when somebody tells me, hey, don't you miss your weekends? Absolutely not. I'm in bed at 9 anyway. What the hell am I gonna do on a Saturday night? I'm gonna be sleeping. I mean, it's fine. But when I need to go to the dry cleaners and get something hemmed, or I need to go to the mall to buy something because I need shirts because I don't feel like ironing, or if I need to go food shopping or anything like that. Like, I've literally gone to the supermarket on a weekend, walked in, saw a ton of people, and I went, I don't need stuff that badly. I'll come back on Monday. So that is a positive. You give up your weekends, but you have the week and you get to do things when everybody else is working. It almost feels like, I'm sure you guys aren't like me, but it almost feels like when you were ditching school as a kid and you would go out and you're like, this is a whole new world. And that, I mean, I love that. This point goes off of the original point, which no one is making you go to work. So if nobody's making you go to work, you do have to have some sort of discipline to say, okay, no one's gonna make me edit this job today. No one says I have to put these photos up on the blog today. I'm gonna do it because I want to. And that's where, when you do something for a living that's your passion, I mean, I want to get in here and work. I want to edit photos. I want to send previews to our clients. If we've shot your wedding, you know, within a day or 2, we've sent you photos because we enjoy what we do and we want to edit and we want to make people happy and enjoy what we do. So that one's, I mean, it's kind of, you have to know yourself. If you know that you don't really have that discipline, it's a little tough for me to tell you go off and do this on your own and be a photographer or be anything that requires you to have discipline and you have to do it. Even if you have a little bit of discipline like that, you're gonna go very far, because I can guarantee you this, I was not that disciplined when I was a kid. You know how some people don't want to show their report cards or their SAT scores or anything like that? I would love to find that shit, but I really don't know what I did with it, because I was like a C student. When I applied myself, I did get B's and A's, but it was too late by then. But for the most part, I was a C student because I didn't give a shit. What the hell do I care about Uranus? Whatever the hell, like, it doesn't matter. So I didn't give a shit about that. Now, when it comes to my work for photography, then yeah, that I will pay attention to it, and I'm gonna be on time, and I'm gonna edit these things efficiently and quickly, because I actually enjoy doing that. I have still yet to use algebra in all the years I've been doing this. Another good thing, everything that I say has two sides to it. Another good thing is that you get to hire your friends, or you end up becoming friends with people that you hire. So for example, there are some people that have worked for us who I've been friends with since I was a kid, since I was in middle school. And then there's other people, like a lot of the people that are on our team actually, who I met through shooting, or who came to us and they started shooting for us, and then we ended up becoming friends. And that is a wonderful thing. The only bad part is that every once in a while, you will have to say things to your friends that may not make them happy or might piss them off even. And that's okay. If you're gonna run a successful business, it's not gonna be run on you patting everybody on the back and telling everybody how well they're doing. Every once in a while, you will have to there has to be some sort of discipline in order for it to run efficiently. And there are times where you may have to let your friends go. It's not the end of the world. We can still be friends, but you just can't work for us because it's just not gonna work. And that's fine. And you do have to have some thick skin if you're gonna be in that position. But remaining on the positive side, for example, last Sunday, it was myself, Andrew, Sergio, Ryan, and Jesus. And honestly, like, we were shooting and we got near the end of the scheduled time that we had. And I knew that we were gonna have to end up staying a little bit longer, and everybody was completely fine with it because we were just having fun. It literally was hanging out with your friends, making really good photos, and making a couple really happy, because the next day, Gio came by and said hi, the groom. And, you know, he said hi, he said thank you for everything, and he gave me a tip for everybody. And that, I mean, I don't ever expect a tip. I think that anybody that gets mad that they didn't get a tip is an asshole. Like, you should price yourself accordingly. And if they tip you, wonderful. And if they don't, you price yourself accordingly. What are you complaining about? It should never be expected. You do your job to your best of your abilities, and what they pay you, that is payment enough. And going off of that, one thing that I've been saying lately is that I literally get paid to do my hobby. The reason that I say that is, before I was shooting for a living and before I was shooting weddings for a living, I was shooting just because it was fun. So if I was doing that then, and then I started assisting Chris, and then I started shooting, and then I'm literally just doing the same shit I was doing here, just shooting, but I happen to be getting paid to do it. So why am I ever gonna complain? So when people say I don't get paid enough to do this, or whatever the case may be, you have to think, does this really make me that happy? One thing that I said when I switched over to photography full time is that if I get paid $40,000 working at an office, or if I get $40,000 a year shooting for a living, I'll do this. I'll 100%, fuck it, give me 35,000. I'll do this instead of this. It's perspective. It's appreciating, and it's having gratitude for what you do. If you have that, you're gonna do just fine, because you're gonna put up with the not getting paid enough until it turns around. And eventually it will turn around. If you keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing it right, and it comes from the right place, and it comes from, let me give these people value, eventually it'll turn around. It's guaranteed. I can't guarantee that. But I mean, I've seen it happen a lot of times. And I do think that if your heart's in the right place, you will go far. Going off of mentioning that Giovanni, the groom, came by on Sunday, and, you know, he was all very happy with everything. I mean, that is one of the points that I wrote down. You get to be part of people's special days, and not only that, you end up becoming friends with them. Like, there were so many people that I've met through shooting their wedding who I genuinely consider my friends. Nimi and Uni, I'm coming to see you guys when I go to New York. This weekend, I'm hanging out with Johnny and Jessica, and I've gone out to dinner with a bunch of couples that I never knew before. I met them through shooting their weddings. I mean, to me, that is wonderful. To me, that is amazing, that you get to photograph their weddings, you're making a good living, and you become friends with people. What more can you really ask for? On the next one, it's a two-part. So one, it's you don't have to ask for sick days. Now, if it's on a wedding day, it sucks. I think everybody that shoots weddings has shot a wedding when they weren't feeling well, or when they're sick, they have a cold, whatever it may be. I remember this one time I had a pounding headache and it was at the reception, so everything was taken care of beforehand. Luckily, I had Sergio 2.0 and Andrew with me that day, and they covered the reception because I couldn't even focus, and that was great. But other than that, I mean, if I'm at home, let's say today is Thursday and I wasn't feeling well, I don't necessarily have to come in and work. I need to get enough done to keep the machine moving, but I don't have to call someone and say, hey, I'm not feeling well today, so I'm not coming to work. That, to me, that freedom is worth so much. I mean, I don't think I haven't had like a square job, like going to an office or anything like that since I was like 20. So it would be really tough to go back. I'm gonna do everything I can in my power so I don't have to do that. And then the second part, I mentioned vacation. So here's one thing that I absolutely freaking love about doing this is the fact that I can plan a vacation somewhere, or my girlfriend can plan it, because I will not plan anything, because I just want to come in and work. I mean, I've said, if I go to the gym and I get to go to work, I'm a happy camper. Whatever else you want to do, we'll do whatever you want. So one thing is, like, if we want to take a vacation to Tulum, we've been there a couple times and we love it. I don't have to call my boss and be like, hey, can I get a week off during this portion to this portion? That to me is freaking tremendous, and I freaking love it. And it's freedom. That's really what I love about this job. It's the fact that we have so much freedom because we work hard at what we do, that it allows us to have freedom to do what we want on our downtime. And I don't want this video to sound like our jobs are the best. No, like, we run through a lot of stress. There's a lot of clients that you deal with. But let me put it to you this way. If you have 100 clients, one of them is bound to be difficult. It's just a numbers game. But here's my thing. Instead of focusing on the one person who's being difficult, why not focus on the 99 other clients who are being wonderful and are bringing value to your life, and allow you to live the life that you want to live on your own time with your own schedule. So when we have a difficult client, which does happen, we take care of that client like they are the most important client on earth. And we finish things quickly, and we deliver quickly, and we're efficient, and we respond to emails quickly, because the quicker we can get that out of the way, we can focus on the other 99 clients that are absolutely incredible. And that's how you have to look at things. And that's why I think I'm so happy to be doing this over a decade later. And I did message this list to a couple of photographers before I recorded. They added a couple of things to it. So I'm not alone on this. It's definitely something that if you want to do something on your own, there is definitely a positive to it. I was gonna make another video, 7 things I don't like about being a photographer, but get out of here. Like, if you don't like something, you have a choice. You're not a child. You can always change whatever you don't like. I don't like post-producing so much. That's why I have some people edit some jobs, so I don't have to take on all of it. There's always a solution. Anyway, I never know how to end these videos. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see next, what you liked, what you didn't like. I'm always open to discussion. I don't know everything, but whatever I know, I'm going to try to share with you guys as much as I can.